Sir Topham Hatt was about to go home. Then the telephone rang.
I see. I understand. Goodbye.
Sir Topham Hatt was stern.
Thomas did not arrive on the mainland. Thomas is missing.
Thomas woke with a start. The dawn was breaking through the thick mist. Thomas pumped his pistons.
I will not be scared. I will find a way to puff home to my friends by the end of the day.
But Thomas didn't puff or huff. He stayed where he was, lost and alone.
I don't know how to chuff off this island. I will have to go back and ask the logging locos for help. That's a good decision.
This made Thomas feel better. Work had stopped at the Sodor Search and Rescue Center. Sir Topham Hatt was on board captain. Harold hovered overhead.
I've been all over, sir. There's no sign of Thomas.
Percy gasped and wheezed with worry.
Look again, Harold. Captain, we have a job to do. We must find Thomas.
Captain was ready and raring to go.
Right away, sir. Full steam ahead!
And Captain pulled away from the harbor. Thomas puffed to a small junction. He stopped.
I have to make the right decision now.
A small river ran by the other track.
All engines need water. I'm sure the track by the river will lead to the logging locos.
So Thomas steamed swiftly away.
I make good decisions, that's what I was told. I will not be fearful, I'll be brave and bold.
Thomas rattled and raced round a bend. Then he screeched to a stop.
Flatten my funnel! It's a hollow tree tunnel. Misty Island is full of strange things.
And chuff by huff, Thomas steamed slowly through the hollow tree tunnel. Then he huffed to a halt.
Footplates and fenders. This looks like a logging station, but it's the strangest logging station I've ever seen.
Then he saw Bash, Dash, and Ferdinand.
Hooray! Following the river was the right decision.
Thomas hooted and tooted.
Hello!
We said hello to you yesterday.
But you didn't want to be with us.
That's right.
Thomas knew he had been unkind to the logging locos.
I'm sorry. I was silly to think I could find a way off Misty Island without your help. Please, will you help? Will you tell me how I can huff home to Sodor?
But the logging locos weren't interested in helping Thomas.
We're busy.
Loading logs.
That's right.
Thomas puffed after them. Then he spluttered and stuttered in surprise. The logs they were loading were deep red.
Bumpers and buffers! These are Joby logs! We need Joby wood to build the search and rescue center on Sodor!
What's the Sodor?
Search and rescue.
Center.
Thomas smiled.
I'll tell you.
The logging locos whistled and wheeshed. Then, together, they clanked closer to Thomas. Percy was with Sir Topham Hatt.
Please, sir, what has happened to Thomas?
Sir Topham Hatt sighed.
I don't know, Percy.
Sir Topham Hatt stood in front of his engines. He was serious.
Thomas is not at sea. Now, we must search all over Sodor. I will need all engines to help.
At the logging station, Thomas had made a decision.
We have to work more quickly. I will show you how quickly we shunt flatbeds of logs on Sodor. One biff, one bash, and there's never a crash. I make good decisions, that's what I was told. I will not be fearful, I'll be brave and bold. That's what Sir Topham Hatt says.
The logging locos jiggled and giggled.
Who's Sir Topham Hatt? He sounds funny.
That's right.
Then they puffed off.
One biff, one bash, and there's never a crash.
The logging locos biffed and bashed, but they weren't happy.
We can't work this hard. We'll run out of oil.
Thomas was puzzled.
Oil, not diesels.
No, but we use oil and wood for fuel. And we don't have much oil left.
Thomas wanted the logging locos to work hard because he wanted to take the Joby logs back to Sodor as quickly as he could.
I'm sure you have enough oil. I make
Good decisions.
That's right.
Thomas watched the logging locos cross a wibbly-wobbly bridge to piles of Joby wood stacked higgledy-piggledy on the other side of the river.
Shake, shake, make me quake. Make me quake until I shake.
The logging locos liked the Shake Bridge. Thomas didn't.
This bridge is not safe. You must not use it.
The logging locos giggled and jiggled.
We have the logs. And you haven't.
That's right.
So, what are you going to do about it?
There was only one thing Thomas could do.
I shall have to cross the bridge.
And wobbly wheel by wobbly wheel, Thomas crossed the Shake Bridge safely.
The bridge did shake, but it didn't break. Perhaps I was wrong to say no for so long.
At the Sodor Search and Rescue Center, Whiff was worried.
You know, sir, I was once lost too. I searched that island for days before I found a tunnel that looked exactly like this. It's been blocked up for ages, but if we could clear the tunnel through, then perhaps...
I don't have time to worry about an old tunnel, Whiff. Good night.
The next day, the logging locos showed Thomas Old Wheezy the log loader. Thomas was worried about Old Wheezy. Old Wheezy wheezed and wheezed. He jiggled and joggled. He puffed and popped, and he didn't load logs. The logging locos thought Old Wheezy was very funny. Thomas didn't.
You must be firm. You must be stern.
So, Old Wheezy wheezed and wobbled, puffed and popped, and threw Thomas's flatbed into the logging pond. Logs flew. They crashed and bashed into Thomas's boiler. The logging locos cackled and crackled with laughter.
You're next to take a dip.
Oh, you're no fun.